Okay, so welcome back to part 3 of 5 of my WIP parade. This is take 3. My phone keeps stopping at about 13 or 14 minutes into the video, so let's see if we can get this done and through the whole thing. If not, I am going to just end up recording the rest of it on another day. So, anyway, I am Christine and I'm with Stitching in the Burrow here on YouTube and on Instagram, and today is September 8th, 2024. So I'm going to start off where we left off, and this is looking at, we're still in projects in 2021, and this first project I received in a group of stuff that I had purchased from someone's stash that they had, and it is called Grandmother's House, and it's by the pattern company Told in a Garden. They have a lot of different kind of Amish patterns and stuff, so I love Amish people, and so that's okay with me stitching this. And the person who had this in their stash had already had the fabric kitted up with it, and so I thought that, you know, the color worked and everything, so I just kept it. And this is on a 14 count piece of green sage. Excuse me. This is where I'm at. I've got about a little over halfway left to go. The next one is by Owl Forest Embroidery, and it is called 100 Owls. It will look like this when it is completed. And it is on a piece of 14 count mist taupe, Ada, and I started it on March 26th, 2021. And this is where I'm at. This owl over here has a little bit different stitching color than the pattern calls for because it wouldn't show up very well. I think my throat's done talking today. It's everything. The next one is called, it's by Little House Needleworks, and it's called the Annette Fox River. And it will look like this when it is completed. This is done on an 18 count piece of Country Mocha Ada, and it was started on March 26, 2021. And this one stitches up fairly quickly. Looks like this. So I have a lot of smaller projects here for y'all today instead of those BAPs. So the next one is a pattern that I had received in someone's stash that I had purchased. They had this one and quite a few other patterns that I really liked. So this one is the Old Mill at Pigeon Forge, and this is like by a company called Busy Bee Designs. And I started this one on April 24th, 2021. I love going to Pigeon Forge. I love going to Gatlinburg. We stay around Sevierville. We just we like to just get lost up there and just be. So this one looks like it's done on a 14 count piece of Ada. That's kind of the middle of the mill right there. The wheel over here a little bit is done. So this one comes out when I spin my decision wheel. Sometimes it's on my WIP Go, which I don't do well at keeping track of. I try. I have the best of intentions every year. So the next one is by the Prairie Schooler, and it's their January book number 77. And this one was in a stash that someone had as well, and they had started it, so I just went ahead and started from where they were. And I'm working on this one right here called The Snowy Day. And I think when they had started it, this is like a piece of like cream color Ada. Looks like it's about 16 count. I think they had like the little hat or something done here, and that was it. So the rest of it I have completed. And I'm going to work on the bigger one here too when I'm done. So. This next one is, I had talked about in one of the other videos where I had misplaced the book for this, and I believe that this is called Through Glass Darkly, and it needs the back stitching done on it. And it is done on what I believe is a piece of 14 count oatmeal Aida. So I just have to find the book so that I can complete it. And my other pattern's missing with the book, so. This next one, so that's project number 194, and the other one that's missing is 195, so this would be 196. This is a free pattern that I found online way back when I first started stitching again, and this is, my niece loves penguins, and so I'm working on the bigger penguin here. As you can tell that it's kind of crossed out with pencil. And so this is done on a piece of 14 count, looks like Aida. And that's the half of the penguin right there, a little bit. I've been working on this one since, excuse me, probably 2018, I think, or somewhere around there when we first started getting together and stitching. We had what we called our hookah circle. We would come in and we would stitch. It was myself, my niece, and my daughter. And we would meet up after work and stuff, and we would stitch. And yeah, we don't do that anymore. My daughter hasn't stitched in a very long time. My niece has since moved to Georgia, and so it's just me. But I miss those nights. They were a lot of fun. Got a lot of stitching done, got a lot of projects done, learned a lot about cross stitching as we came back into things. So this next one is by Ursula Michaels, and it's called Holiday Main Street. It's from a book called Imaginating 2900. I chose it because it's Christmassy themed, and it is a main street in, you know, the main street. So on this one, I started this one May 31st, 2021, and I am almost done completely with the toy store. I just have the bottom windows of the toy store, and I've started on the gift shop over here. And that looks like it's done on a piece of 18 count Aida. Hopefully we make it past the 14-minute mark here. Right now we're 8 minutes in, so we'll see. Hopefully I don't look up for the 4th time and find that everything has stopped. And this next piece is by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Amy Stewart. I started it June 4th, 2021. And if you've seen it in watch my other floss tubes, you've seen this one. It's called Reader's Paradise. I love books, and this picture is absolutely gorgeous. I did the puzzle, I think it was last year when I did it. And so we are going to take a moment and ooh and ah over this because it's worthy of that. And so I just finished up this page. That'll be on my other tube when I do it. But look at the detail. Look how really detailed this is. So, I'm sorry if you hear the washing machine. I don't know if I've said that in this video. I've recorded this one. It's my 3rd time, but my daughter's doing laundry, so it is what it is. We have to get ready for going back to work and all those things, right? So, excuse me. The next one is a pattern by Artisy, and I started this one on June 6, 2021, and it is called Sunny Autumn Path. And I love the fall. I love these colors. I have seen a couple of these pieces completed and framed, and they are absolutely gorgeous. So, looking forward to that happening with this piece for me in the future. And if it looks anything like what it has started to look like, it is going to, it's really going to be very, very pretty. There's a lot of detail already in here. So, this is where I'm at. And I apologize for clearing my throat. I don't know if I've talked too much so far because this is the third video. I talk all day, so it shouldn't be an issue with that. But the next one is by the Cross Stitch Studio, and I started this on June 8th, 2021. Started quite a few in June, apparently. And this is called Mr. Cardinal. I love cardinals, and I think this pattern is absolutely gorgeous. I've seen this one completed as well and framed on their website, and it's beautiful. I'm at the beginning of that little bit of his feather at the top, and this is it right here. That's as big as it is across. There's the little feather in his head, and so yeah. I think it's gonna look really nice. So I believe he's still available on the website. This next one, excuse me, I have to take a drink. Hopefully that helps. This next one is a kit by Riolis, and it's called New York. And it's like a stamped on piece of material that you fill in the rest of it. Like this piece is what I will fill in. And all of this is stamped around it, but it will look like this when it's completed. And this is what it looks like, and this is where I am right there in the middle of that little piece that started. This one's a little bit challenging to do, and I don't know if it's because the material is stamped on, or I don't know, but I have a hard time. But also the pattern is colored, and you can't just make a copy of it and blow it up because of all the colored squares. It's just, I don't know, it's very hard for me to follow, but it'll be a one that's slow going for me. This next one is by Tilton Crafts, and I started this one on June 10th, 2021. I started 3 apparently on June 10th. And this one's called Coffee Time. And I love coffee, and I just thought that this one was really cool. So I am here. Wish I could mute this out every time I have to clear my throat. I apologize to all of you. This will probably be the last part that I record today. I'll probably do the other 2 pieces on another day. I've been doing this since this morning, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's my only day I have off at work, so I'm just gonna try to spend the rest of the time yeah, just hanging out. The Temperature Library, I can't find my piece, but that was the other piece on June 10th that started, so when I find that, I'll show it to you all. The next one is a focus piece that I have for this year, and it is Anne of Green Gables. It's a quick stitch by Heaven and Earth Design, artwork by Amy Stewart. And this one I'm supposed to put in 201 stitches a day in order to meet it by the end of the year. I am very much behind, so this one and Mommy Kissing Santa Claus will probably roll into the next year, and that's okay. I don't care. I love stitching, and I'm doing my best to stitch, and so yeah, it's not a race. It is what it is. This is where I'm at, and so this one I think is like a little over 33% done. I think I haven't really updated the pattern keeper, but I started this one on July 3rd, 2021, if I hadn't said that already. The next one is by Charting Creations, and it's a pattern called World Landmarks at Night. And I got this one because I just think that that pattern is so cool with all the different landmarks at night. I started this one July 18th of 2021, and it looks like it's done on 16 or 18 count. I can't quite tell with this one. And so here we are. It's just the top. I've snuck down here to start the, I guess, the tower, the steeple thing of one of the buildings or something. So this one, I think over here has part of the moon done. So I'm trying to sneak around and not just do the background. But this one, it's so close to the top that immediately you'll be going into objects and stuff. So it shouldn't be, you know, it shouldn't be that hard to get straight into some stuff. We're at 15 minutes and it didn't shut off, guys. So this next one is a pattern by Twin Peaks Primitive, and it is called The First Thanksgiving. It looks like this. I just love this picture. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I started this one on October 2nd, 2021. So right now it looks like from July to October, I didn't start any new pieces. I always start something new. But in all fairness, there are some pieces I can't find the start dates on. This is where I'm at. Just getting some of that edging, that border done. And it looks like it's on a piece of beige Ada. I don't know what count it is. This next piece is a piece by Stitching with the Housewives, and it is a Sip of the Season series, and this is called Clovis and Stanley. And I started this one October 16th of 2021, and I believe it's done on just like a gray piece of it looks like 16 count Ada, and I've got the top of his head. These, I think they've changed them since then, but their patterns were a little bit hard for me to read because they're done in color. And so trying to mark them out and follow where you're going is a little bit more challenging. So I have to kind of eyeball it and just see what I'm doing. So this next one is by Artisy Designs. And I started this one October 22nd, 2021. And this is called Autumn in New England. Favorite colors, favorite season, gorgeous, and it is actually framed, and this is what it's looking like so far. So not much done, just a strip across, but we shall get there. The fall's coming, so I'll be wanting to stitch on all my fall stuff. This next one was bought on an Etsy at an Etsy store called Marie Bory Embroidery, and it's the New York City skyline, and it's done on a piece of 16 count black fabric. Looks like this. And I probably, you know, if I would have been thinking about it, I could have done it all in like a gold or something against the black, but that's okay. It's neither here nor there. And I also realized that I did some of the top wrong. I did it all in the orangey color, and it was supposed to fade into like a yellow color, and well, it's gonna stay the way it is. So I don't think it looks bad. Tearing. That one was started October 28th of 2021. Let me move to project to what I think is 99. This one was started November 6th of 2021, and it is a pattern by Charting Creations, artwork by Bonnie White, and it's called Kringle's Tree Farm. And if any of you have watched my other videos, you'll know that instead of going across here, this is one I started going down just to see what I thought about it, to work the pattern over that way. So far I like it because I'm not just doing um, clouds and stuff and sky. I actually have different pieces of the pattern that are coming out, so you get to see a little bit more. This is where I am right here, so you can see a lot of detail already coming out. So I enjoy stitching on this one. Absolutely love it. This next one, I think this is actually, I don't know why I have other ones by the Cross Stitch Studio that I started before this one, but this is one of the ones that first kind of, I feel like, led me to the Cross Stitch Studio because they were having a stitch along. I call it the vintage Christmas card. I think it was just called a mystery stitch along, never really had a name. And I call it the vintage Christmas card because it reminds me of the Christmas card grandmother would have sent. And yes, my start date on this one is wrong. The actual start date for this one is January 6th, 2019. I was able to, I'm sorry, let me just fix this so I can fix it in the computer. So yes, this was one that started earlier. But this only picture I have, and this reminds me of a Christmas card that my grandmother would send to me when she was alive. And so that attracted me to this, but instead of doing it on the green fabric, I didn't like the background color being green. And I remembered the card kind of being more of a gray in the background. So I went ahead and I started it on what I think this is Ocean Kiss fabric, if I'm not mistaken, like some of my other ones. I had to start in the middle there so you can see that the chimney is started and some of that, whatever that is, along the top of this stuff along the top of the house is being done. So I will definitely frame this one and hang this one when I get this one done. The next one is a Heaven and Earth design. And I started this one January 11th. We're into 2022 now. January 11th, 2022. And this is called Mini North American Mammals. And it's artwork by Ciro Machete. I saw this one on Stacy, the 911 Stitcher. I saw it on her floss tube and absolutely had to buy it. She shows all the brand new patterns and stuff coming out, and I swear every time I watch her videos I have to purchase one or two patterns of something. So Stacy, we appreciate you. If you watch my videos, we appreciate you doing all that hard work. But this is what it's supposed to look like. And I don't think I'm too far along on this one. Maybe farther than I thought I was. Yeah, I think I'm all the way across actually. And came back to start the next row, so you can tell just how much detail this one's going to have. So this one's a fun stitch too. It's got a lot of confetti in it. This next one I purchased from an Etsy store. I started it January 21st, 2022. And it's called A Beautiful Japanese Garden, and it is by Cross Stitch Designs Rena. So I love the colors in this. I absolutely love this picture. I think it's gorgeous. And so I've started her hair. I think I've started a little bit of the parasol. No, just her hair. And the, looks like cherry blossoms, I guess, in the background. So this one's been on a couple of challenges to get it completed, to stitch on it. This next one I purchased from Heaven and Earth Designs because when I saw it, I don't remember whose floss tube I may have seen it on. It could have been Darling Bluebell, because she does a lot of work that is all blue. And this one just looked like something that my sister would enjoy. I don't know when she's going to get it. It's called Mini Sea Opal, and the artwork is by Elizabeth Welker. I think it's gorgeous. And just what little bit I have done, it is showing up really, really well. Very pleased with how it's showing up, and that tells me that that's going to have a lot of detail in it. So I'm super excited about that one. Again, I'm not sure when she'll get it, but it's here on it. And then and this next one is by Heaven and Earth Design as well. And I started this one on March the 4th of 2022. And it's called World. And artwork by John Enright. And I just liked all of the stuff that's going on in here. I just thought it was cool. I don't know, I homeschooled. It kind of took me back to homeschooling days, but this one is, where are we? This one's tiny, not much done. Just this little piece in the corner right there. So we're just on the frame of the picture. This next one is was missing out of one of the other ones, and so I'm not sure when I started this. I can go back and look, but this is a pattern by Stitch Rovia, and it's called Tequila. I can't remember. I think I saw this on Georgia Girl Stitcher. Georgia Girl Stitching. I think I saw it on hers a couple years back and was like, ooh, I want to do that. I believe this is on an 18 count piece of fabric. This is where I'm at. This is also a quick stitch. It stitches up really quick. It's a fun stitch too because of the colors. This next one is by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I started this one April the 12th. It's called the April 12th, 2022. It's called the Bountiful Bookshelf, and it's artwork by Amy Stewart. And I love books, and I just fell in love with this one when I saw it. Sorry guys, I'm trying not to clear my throat, but it's like impossible at this point. And this is where I'm at. So we're just on the wood of the bookshelf. Nothing fun yet. I'm trying to sneak down here and start one of the books. So this next one I started on April the 15th of 2022. This is also a Heaven and Earth design. And it's called the Mini Magic Study, the rainbow version. I know that Ashley, my niece, is also working on this. So the artwork is by Rose Kahn. As far as I've got. Just that. It's not that it's not a fun stitch, it is, but I've got a couple of projects going. This next one is also by Heaven and Earth Design, and it is called the Vintage Summer Garden Bookshelf by Amy Stewart. Again, books, fell in love with it. It's Amy Stewart. I seem to fall in love with everything this woman creates. Myself and many other people. I know we all love Amy. This one's got a little more detail coming out in it than that other one. This one doesn't have any bookshelf around it. This one's straight pictures of books. So it's a little more exciting right now. This next one I started May 6th of 2022. Myself and Erin, the stay-at-home stitcher, are both working on this one, and we also have a stitch along. It's called Candylicious Sal. So it's a hashtag, and this is Heaven and Earth Design Candylicious, Amy Stewart. And I chose it because, I mean, look at the colors. It's just a really fun piece. And this is another one that I kind of like to ooh and on back up because it's a little bit larger piece. And by the time I get it all turned around here. So look at that. Isn't that fun? I mean, look at those colors. By the time you get tired of doing a particular color, you're onto something else. Look at that. Such detail. Looks fun. So, if you're working on this or have the pattern and you want to jump in and you want to join myself and Erin, by all means, again, hashtag Candylicious Sal. This next one is a pattern by Artisy Design. This one's had quite a bit of love on it this past year because it's been in many challenges that I've done for colors or something near water or what have you. So anyway, it's by Artisy Design. It's called The Secret Temple, and it's adapted from artwork by Image World. My husband loves this piece, so this one was started on May 7th of 2022. So, this is as far as I've gotten. But so far it looks really good, the detail that's coming out in it, so I can't wait to see as I get farther along on this project what it looks like. So this next one, I started this as part of 12 new starts for the new year in started it on December 31st, 2022 for the 12 new starts for 2023. And this is by Little House Needleworks, and it's called Coming to America. And it is done on 18 count country mocha Ada. This one is so small. This is this lady's shoulder. The shoulder's right here, and this is her bag. Kind of like a carpet bag or whatever you call it, where she carried her clothes. So if you're referencing it, it is this woman right here. Her shoulder, the side of her right there. That's what that is. And so, you know, with so many new starts at that point, they were like, start and go, start and go, start and go. This next one is also part of the 12 new starts for the new year for 2023. And this was purchased off of an Etsy store called Demented Stitchers. And it's Peeps Happy Easter. My oldest daughter loves Peeps, so I thought this would be cute to have for Easter time, and it's colorful. Like where's my fabric? So it's on 18 count, and this is so tiny. This is the ears to the purple peep and the bottom of the letter P for happy, so it's going to be very small. This next one was started February 25th, 2023. And this is a Shannon Christine pattern. It's called Roses and Lace, and I was not aware that when I purchased the pattern, like I saw it like this, so it's white with pink flowers. I was not aware that you could also change the roses to red or yellow. She has that option in this pattern. Was not aware of it till I had already started it. And then I went back and forth going, oh, should I tear out it and start the yellow? Or I decided to leave it. I believe it goes like this. I'm so confused. Yes, it goes like this. That's the top. And it feels like it's on a piece of 16 count, feels like. Black Ada. Yeah, 16 count Black Ada. This next one was started March 6th of 2023. And I have a stitch along going with blushing pink stitches. But this is a pattern called Red Cardinals by Owl Forest Embroidery. And I was not aware that there are two different patterns that resemble each other by Owl Forest. That, you know. But this is the, yeah, it's just called Red Cardinals. There's another one. I don't remember what color. Easy, I can tell you. It's on a piece of a Stitch Me fabric called Willow, and it's 18 count. And here we are. This is where I'm at right there. So we have a hashtag. It's hashtag Owl Forest Red Cardinal Sal. So if you are working on it and you would like to join us, please do so. And then this is by a store called Julie's or July's Cross Stitch. It's Jullys, so I don't know. This piece was started March 13th of 2023 on 16 count white Ada. Look at this, y'all. I was trying to be real organized. I tried so hard. And this is a vintage Santa, so of course this reminds me of my grandmother. I had to start it. And I think I'm only up there by his little pom-pom on his hat. Actually, it's just, yeah, it's a little bit of the pom-pom right here. That's it. Nothing else done. He's actually up for me to stitch, I think this month or something. So. This next one is by Charting Creations, and I had to purchase this one when I seen it because it is absolutely stunning. It is Christmas wolf painting, and I cannot imagine what this is going to look like completed and framed. I have not seen anyone complete it yet. This is done on 18 count Ada, and I started this March 13th, 2023 as well. And I have that little piece in the corner. That's it. Between the wolves and the books and just the kind of wintry Christmas feel, yeah, I fell in love with it the minute I seen it. This next one is by Jardin. No, it's not. What is this? Hold up. Order. Okay, this next one's by Jardin Privé. This is Day Noel 2019, and the pattern was a free pattern. Together it's going to look like this. Okay, ignore the green stuff, that's done. And this is done on a piece. It's going to be a monochromatic piece done with, I think it's B5200, and a filament that I'm using. It's an older filament that I have. It is, what does that say? Chronic Metallics number 32 blending filament. I'm only using that on the any snowflakes that there are. But this is on a piece of unnamed fabric by Bestitch Me. It's 16 count. And this is what the fabric looks like, and this is where I'm at. So, I don't know if you can see the snowflake here has the blending filament in it. This one is going to be a really pretty piece. I'm excited to stitch this one. I wanted to have it on kind of like a red fabric, but then when I found the blue, I was like, no, that's absolutely perfect for it. So, this next one I bought off of Etsy, but I'm not sure if I have a true pattern or if I have a hot pattern, because Blushing Pink Stitches and someone else has shown it, and they shown it as a kit. So if I have a hot pattern, I'm going to be really upset. But anyway, it was purchased on Etsy, and this is what it's going to look like. It's called Kingdom of Books, and I am doing it on a black fabric to avoid doing that bookshelf behind it. I just want the books, and I wanted them to stand out. And this is my small little start of this book right here on the end, the top of the book. So there we are. The next one is Sea Turtle Mama, and this is from Heaven and Earth Design. It was a free pattern, and I started this one on April 14th, 2023. And I have a stitch along going with Erin, the stay-at-home stitcher, and I think Ashley's doing it as well. Stitching Penguin, my niece. But we all are doing this. And what does this say? Look, I think this was organized, y'all. Started on April 14th, 2023 on an 18 count piece of country. This makes life so much easier when I have it written down. Future me, please do this to make it easier for my life. Let me see where we're at. This is the top, which means we're in the middle right there. Some little piece of that turtle. That's all I've got done. And so if you are stitching this, I know several people are stitching it or stitching it. It is called hashtag Sea Turtle Mama Sal. Join us, jump in, let us see your progress, tag me in it, stitching in the burrow. Love to see your progress. This next pattern I bought off of Etsy. Both of these patterns are named Japanese Pagoda. So, yeah. I don't know. One's in one direction, one is in the other. It's on a store called Cross Stitch TR on Etsy. I started this one on 18 count white Aida on April 16th, 2023. And it is supposed to look like this when it is completed. However, I'm not sure if it's going to look like the picture because this is what the mountains look like. So, I don't know. We'll see as I stitch it. Because if you look at the mountains here, I guess maybe they're just too far away for me to notice that they were going to be that color. I don't know. Let's stitch it. We'll see. And this one also was from the same company, Cross Stitch TR on Etsy. And this is also called Japanese Pagoda, and it was started on April 21st, so 4 days later. I'll how this one looks, or it's supposed to look. And so far, I have the first page done, and then the little orange part of the mountain, dirt, whatever that is coming out there. Let's see how it goes from here. Got angled in there. And I have one more for us for this video, and I really think I'm going to do the other two videos on another day because I'm kind of tired. But this one was one that should have been on another video that I couldn't find, but then I found. And this is called Rose Quaker. I can't pronounce it. Sticky Dean von der Wiedenberg or something like that. Anyway, just put in Rose Quaker and you'll find it. Absolutely gorgeous pattern. This is what it looks like so far. Loving it. Absolutely love it. And I think what I may try to do is it has all the letters of the alphabet in it. And so what I thought I would do is maybe do the corresponding letters of my grandchildren in maybe a darker color so they stand out versus what they're supposed to be, so that each of my grandchildren's first initial of their name is in here and stands out. So, okay, that is part 3. That completes part 3 of 5 for my WIP Parade. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing all of these. There are still 2 more parts to it, so about 80 more projects or so to go. 70, 80 more projects. So anyway, again, I don't think I'll get those done today, but I will try my hardest to get those done within this week. And then also with the regular floss tube. So thank you all for watching, and I'll be back in a couple of days, I think. All right, talk to you then. Take care of you, please.